Welcome back. Zillow just changed the 2024 home price forecast, and it's amazing how much their outlook had changed from just 30 days ago. After doing more research, I found out that Zillow was not the only one doing this. National organizations like Goldman Sachs, Fannie Mae, and National Realtor Associations have also changed their stance on where we're headed this year. So what we're going to do today is to look at a side-by-side comparison of the top 7 national experts, including Zillow and Goldman Sachs, and see exactly how each of their forecasts had changed from just a month ago. Then we'll take a deep dive on the 3 reasons that are causing these experts to change their stance, and more importantly, what you can do with this information to your advantage. So let's go. Hi, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is TC Wu. My bio includes being a real estate broker investor for 20 plus years. I'm a state licensed real estate instructor, a developer, and a partner at a real estate brokerage and property management company in Seattle. Now, without further ado, take a look at this. First, let's talk about Goldman Sachs because they're the most aggressive. They changed their original forecast of a moderate 1.9% increase to now 5% increase. And next, we have Mortgage Bankers Association, who changed their forecast from 1.1% to now 4.1%. Then, of course, we have Zillow, who was basically saying that the real estate market was going to be flat at 0.2% to now 3.5%. And the rest, including Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, as well as a national-wide survey and the National Realtor Association, all of them have adjusted their forecast upwards, as you can see here. Which begs the question, right? Why is everyone all of a sudden changing their stance on this and saying the home prices will appreciate even more this year? Here are the 3 reasons. First off, in 2023, we had the lowest number of home sales over the past 30 years. And it was a result of reduced demand due to rising mortgage rates and low supply because many sellers were unwilling to list their homes and lose their existing low interest rates. However, people simply can't put their plans on hold forever, right? In real estate, we talk about the 5 Ds, which are diplomas, diamonds, diapers, divorce, and death. And now the dust has settled and the rates have stabilized more or less. We're expecting to see this pent-up demand from buyers to be released this year. The second reason is that millennials recently overtook baby boomers as the largest consumer group in America. Millennials are born between the year 1981 to 1996, which means they are now between 28 to 43 years old, and they're transitioning into the age group that is prime time for additional housing. They're maybe buying their first home or starting their families. The third reason is that the current inflation rate is at 3.1%, which was higher than Fed's expectation. However, most financial experts are still expecting a drop in mortgage rates this year, especially with the presidential election on the line. The existing administration is expected to keep the economy moving well into the second and third quarter. For Seattle or the East Side market, both demand and supply were hit hard over the past 12 months. However, with this interest rates lowering and buyers getting off the sidelines, the data is now showing that the demand is still outweighing the supply. Take a look at this. Currently, King County is only sitting on 0.9 months of supply, and it has been trending upwards since September last year. As a result, median home price has been trending slightly upwards despite of higher mortgage rates. I've always said that low inventory is the #1 saving grace for housing prices. And this is the clear illustration of that, which is why I'm recommending my buyer clients to not buy a home unless they can meet 3 conditions. The first is that you're planning to hold on to the property at least for 3 years. Number 2, you can comfortably afford the home. And I don't just mean the mortgage payments. I mean anything that comes with the home ownership, such as property tax, insurance, maintenance, and also hopefully with some extras that you can set aside for personal emergencies. And number 3, you have a stable job or a reliable source of income. I mean, at the end of the day, the fear of missing out, it's just not worth the risk unless you're able to ride out the wave into the future for the long term. And for sellers, I have a couple tips for home sellers in today's market. Number 1, in today's market, it's much easier to sell than to buy. So whether you're upgrading or downsizing, if at all possible, make sure you secure your next home before you sell your current one. Or at the very least, consider negotiating a rent-back agreement so you may stay in your home even after the sale. Or have a backup plan in case it takes longer than you expect to find your next home. And the last thing you want is to unexpectedly get stuck in a situation that was only meant for temporary. Or worse yet, rushing to buy your next property because you feel pressure that you have to make a move. Summer is actually not the best time to sell a home. It actually depends on what kind of property you have. If you want to sell a property that potentially could be challenging to sell, such as a home located on a noisy street or has poor condition, or even having a bad layout, the trick is actually to list the property before summertime. I mean, yes, there will be more buyers in the summer, but there will also be more sellers. And the interest from buyers are typically skewed toward the properties that don't have glaring flaws. So your property may be better off to be listed in the winter when buyers have the limited amount of choices. With that said, thank you for watching. I wish you well, I wish your family well, and I'll see you next time.